What's up, man? What take is this? 110.
the the unoriginal take,
Okay.
because we were supposed to do this yesterday and the elements were literally against us.
Everything was against us. We experienced storm.
Technical,
It's
technical, uh,
It's just a lot.
technical, what? Technical,
Difficulties.
yeah, technical, whatever.
Yeah.
Technical
But
problems, rather.
Yeah.
The mics, the camera.
But here we are. We don't give up. We don't give up.
Yeah, today, yesterday was eventful. But yeah, we're here again.
Yeah. No, but it taught us, I think, resilience.
And that's true.
Also just accepting that certain days you won't perform to your best ability.
Yeah.
It's okay as long as you get up the following day and try.
And do it, yeah.
Yeah, man. So what are your meditations for the previous week?
For the week that we come from?
Yeah.
I think it's just like having an iron mindset,
Sure.
Just as you're saying, regardless of how difficult it is, continue.
Yeah.
If you're convinced that the thing that you're working on is going to get you the outcome that you desire, it's not going to be easy,
Sure.
And yeah, so I think just have an iron mindset. The thing is going to be difficult, so therefore I will also be, have an iron mindset. I will not break. I will not give up. So that's what I've been meditating on and really thinking about. Uguti, we can't afford to be like weak and soft the moment things start getting challenging. So yeah, that's what. The word for the week was iron mindset. If the set is heavy and it's difficult and I'm tired and I can't push for one more rep, let me just try and push through it. Just pushing through the pain, Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Now, for me, it's just I've been thinking a lot about opportunities and creating opportunities and starting things.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times we always think that an idea will always find us maybe the following year or whenever. Yeah. So like you would have a great idea now and be like, oh, this is a great idea, but you know what, I'll work on it, or I'll start working on it whenever.
Yeah.
And the thing about ideas is that not only do they come to you, but they also can go to someone else, and then that's when you actually find other people who have the same idea. Then they execute that idea, and then it works out. So ideas are just like, I don't know, like plants. If you can't plant them here, someone will find them elsewhere where they're actually blooming, right?
Wow.
So it's been about creating opportunities, making sure that I recognize opportunities that are afforded to me, opportunities that are needed to be explored by me, because that's also very important. Not just to recognize opportunities, but to also explore and execute. Yeah. So that's been my week. But look, I read something very important, which obviously I want to sort of digress to. And someone wrote an article about the lack of leaders in the Black community. And it got me thinking about the lack of masculine leaders in our community. Like you look at your lack of males, like role models in our community, and not just only for like economic reasons and stuff like that, and social reasons, not just for political reasons as well, but also just for traditional reasons. Like we don't have role models who are males who can actually teach us about becoming men. Yeah.
Oof, that's.
So what is your thinking around that? Do you think we lack the masculine energy in our Black communities, or do you think I'm there too,
Yeah. Oof, that's okay. So I think I have noticed there's a decline in like a general like masculine guidance within like the community.
Yeah.
I noticed that abo Angel Bay too and abo like us and stuff, and
Yeah.
like about Amataya manje
Yeah.
aren't they like absent,
They
know,
aren't active in those
active.
roles.
Yeah, in those roles especially.
Sure.
And it's something that affects us because as a man you need guidance, and you don't need like okay, this is going to sound misogynistic, but every week I have to
every
offend
week, every
women,
week you have to offend someone.
but women cannot guide men regardless
True,
of
true.
what they think.
I mean,
Men
I don't
need
think that's offensive.
Yeah,
I think we had played different roles.
Yeah, we
Therefore,
exactly.
none
So-
is more important than the
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
but it's different roles nonetheless. Yeah.
And but I've noticed, but also we have to ask the question, why is that? Where are they? Where are those male role models?
Sure.
You know, that we can look up to into our communities, who can like kind of guide us into manhood. You know,
Sure.
because a mother can turn a baby into a boy, but a father can turn a boy into a man.
A man,
You
yeah.
know? So between, and Petros Koulian says this, that a boy needs like his father to
Yeah.
grow into the man,
Sure.
you know, to guide him. So
Sure.
I think, yes, it is true. I've noticed that we don't have, not even just politically, just in
Sure.
our homes and our like immediate communities, you know.
Yeah.
So, but like again, I wanna kind of look at how we got here. You know,
Sure.
what do you think got us here? Why aren't they there? Now we see them walking around, but they're not playing their roles. They're not active. They're not
Yeah.
proactive.
Look, for me, I think it's a combination of different factors. And I would start with one. I'm looking at like our current society where the roles have changed in a sense that it's no longer like the olden times where men used to go out there and fight in wars and go
And
provide
hunt.
and stuff like that. Women are also occupying certain positions that were previously occupied by men, and they are also like head of households now, you know. So there's also that element of them occupying certain positions that put them in a status where they are now providers, right? And then there are males who are also unemployed, but who also make sure that kids are taken care of, and they make sure that the kids are well fed and stuff like that, which would be a role previously occupied by females, right?
Like stay-at-home dads.
Stay-at-home dads, it's a thing now.
It could never be me. It could never
But look,
be me.
there's also that element of there are boundaries that are set by us as a community, because look, if Ubaba next door would come and intervene if Nenking again, there's also that element of but ufunala, because this does not concern you, you know. I think in Kula Minamaka there was that element where you could actually be disciplined by Ubaba Wagleo community layer, regardless of whether they are from your home or there's an element of or there's a relation between the two of you. But now I think people are also scared to sort of jump those boundaries, because if I come and then intervene,
Because Snama rights.
if I come and intervene, you would say it's not my place to do so, right? And even if the role is there, if they are prepared to play the role of being a dad, or they want to bring that masculine energy,
That guidance, that discipline.
they are not afforded that opportunity, because look, they are also scared of not, you know, overstepping their boundaries and stuff like that. So I think there is some level of masculinity. I'm not sure about the quality though, because look, sesilangana nabe konke
Driver nuts.
Driver nuts.
Number 20-year-old popping
champagne,
popping
so
more.
maybe the quality has declined, but I think maybe we need to look at us as the community.
It's either that or basayipoti.
Yeah.
Takwa imam.
And they're not even teaching us these things, because I think a lot of us are struggling right now. The youth are struggling to do like traditional things like you're slaughtering and all these other things, because there is no one at our disposal who can guide us and say, look, when you want to become a man, this is what you need to do, right?
And they don't even have to tell us, just by seeing it. You know,
because you observe.
There's a point of reference. Ubaba bekayenza so, umalume bekayenza so, umkhulu bekayenza so. We don't have that, and the both of us, me, my pops passed away a long time ago, you know, and my grandpops and my uncle. So I literally don't have. So it would be awesome to know, maybe somewhere in the community there's someone who can come in and guide me. You know? But me, fortunately, I'm able to look for that, navigate through whatever, you know, on my own or through or online, you know. So what about the kid who's not even aware that he needs this type of, you know, masculine energy, you know. So what about that guy who does not, who lacks even the awareness, because and whatnot. And it's crazy how it's changed, because not too long ago we grew up in like the normal standard home. Like 20 years ago, this was like the normal home. You know, kono baba, kono mama. And you used to hear about, I mean, I get to go strict, or I mean, baba mbeka strict. And why was the home like that back then? Strict because there was the mother and the father, so there was this discipline that was there. There was this structure, you know, and
there's a template for you to observe and say, look, I want to model myself according to this.
And mind you, that has all broken down. I think the nuclear family does not exist anymore. You know.
And another thing is, we don't really aspire to build, because I think with marriage and commitment, that's where the family structure comes into play. And I think we are struggling as the youth to commit in these relationships and build families, because look, it can be either the quality of the people that we want to build with aren't necessarily people that align to our values, right? And it could also be we also don't have the necessary finance for us to be in that union, right? And I can't say I can blame the youth and say no, but well and shot, because they have different reasons and different perspective insofar as family is concerned, or priorities are concerned. Because look, for most of these people, it's like, I need to make money before I can actually get married. And back then it was, okay, find a job, be stable enough, find a wife, make kids, create a community, and then exist, and then everything else shall follow.
So back then the goal was marriage,
was family,
basically forming a family and, you know, building together. But mind you, the thing is, we're dealing with a different type of woman first, and so the woman that we're dealing with now is empowered, and
as she should, because
there's nothing wrong with that. And also, we're dealing with the type of woman who won't wait for you, you know, who won't be patient with you. So we're dealing with impatience and empowered women, you know.
But also, you also as a man, because sometimes, look, we also judge ourselves based on our contribution, right? And our ego as men is tied in how successful or how wealthy we are, right? And they are, and I can tell you, I've had this conversation with a lot of people where they say, look, I want to marry that person, I want to provide for this woman, but I just can't because I don't have the means. The love is there, I mean, everything is there, all the elements that you would need in a sort of a perfect relationships are there, but the financial aspect of it does not exist, which then emasculate the men, because women would then say, look, but you can't provide for me, you can't do this for me, you can't even marry me, or you can't even lobola me, right? And then now the element moves from what makes the relationship. Do we include the wealth or the success part? Is the value of men tied in how wealthy they are? Because look, we can say there's no masculine energy, but do we also consider the views of someone who does not have the value, or who does not bring the value financially in that community.
But I don't. Why do you?
I'm
Okay.
still recording. Yeah.
So, but why does your okay? I understand how from as you were saying from the olden ages that your value as a man um, is determined by how much you can provide or
Sure.
you protect, whatever the case is.
Sure.
But if we're trying to build, should that really be, you know, I mean, the goal is still building the family. And I think whatever a man brings, the woman multiplies, And I'm only bringing so much right
Yeah,
now, but give
sure.
me like 5 years, give me time. We'll get there together
Sure.
eventually. So if you're being impatient with me and you're not giving me you're not giving me the benefit of the doubt,
Yeah.
what ends up happening,
And I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from, and I truly understand, because look, if the roles are reversed and a man is the one who's successful and they're not struggling, a man does not really consider the woman's financial position,
Yeah,
right?
we
It
really don't
never
care.
used to be like that,
Yeah.
because look, the roles have been
But
like
funnily enough, now guys are the ones who want women who bring in the money.
bring
It's
in the
crazy
money.
how. So there's also from our part, like sort of like emasculation, not emasculation, but like feminization. Mind you, when you bring a chick or how much chance they see, oh, yes, I look at. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, it's just like, names they and up they go
I
crazy.
saw a video. I saw a video of a
It's
guy who
so
said,
crazy.
"Hey, don't date guys from Soweto because they also target these successful women." And that video is crazy, because it
It's
also
true.
perpetuates that
That's
stereotype that guys from Soweto would go after wealthy women because they want the comfortable life, right? And I'm like,
and whose role is it to be comfortable? It's the woman's. We can't now be comfortable as
Yeah.
men, and and look for a woman who has izindo.
right?
Yeah.
But look, I mean, there's also
As a
a
man-
socio-economic element to it, where economically or finance-wise, females are doing better than men.
Okay.
And I think it's part of evolution, right? And as a man, maybe you need to then find a source of comfort, or maybe like remove that ego element into, I'm a man because I have money, right? Then it says we need to also value ourselves, our actual selves, instead of our selves as males who have money, right? So I'm not sure if there needs to be that evolution in terms of us men understanding that concept, or we need to just switch the roles back to what they were. Because there's a book that I read, and I also saw it as one of Penel's recommendation, that speaks to how now, currently in the modern times, everything is 50-50. But now, how that element then affects the intimacy of
it does.
both males and females, because somewhere, somehow, they would see the decline in men wanting females who are making money, like I don't know what they call them. Is it ball breakers? Ball breakers, like those females don't really appeal to the feminine standard that these men
Are looking
require,
for. Yeah.
right? Because we can say we need to also sort of get with the times, and also feminize men. But now the energy that we then exude when it comes to intimacy, or in the sexual context, we don't consider that, because it's just hormones. There's something that attracts you to the next person because of that power and that masculinity.
So are you saying that empowerment of women has kind of hindered men to be masculine? So now men don't have the platform or can't play their roles.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
No,
I'm not saying anything.
I'm asking because that's what I'm gathering from
Me
from
don't
what you're
speak
saying
English. Me don't speak English.
that since women
Not
have
saying
been
anything.
empowered,
Hey, I
I
don't want to
to
be
can't say
cancelled.
shit because they broke. Yo, nigga, shut up.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there are factors. There are elements that could make those roles be like that, or society maybe has not looked at it from a different perspective. Because look, I think we also have the standard of what a man is, and in the current context, what a man is because of circumstance. Like, look at how most of the most of the gents are unemployed, and most of females are employed.
Yeah.
And we look at it from that context, but as a man, you should be working, right?
And the vele, so now what's
So-
happening also is, even nasendlini, let's just say vele ushadile ubaba nomama, umama uyosebenza one.
Sure.
So the father kind of cannot manje be the disciplinarian because everything will be overruled by,
Umuntu wesifazane.
you know, or either that, or most people are now growing up in homes where they're led by women only, and that's so dangerous because one of three things happen, right? The first thing is we have like feminized men. That's where the plural gang comes into
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
I won't mention the
Yeah.
LGTVHI.
You are just looking to get cancelled at this point.
That's
But
where
anyway.
that gang comes into play. Or you'll have little boys in grown men's bodies, right? So they're grown men, but they behave and act like
Yeah, sure.
because they haven't grown. They haven't had anyone to guide them to become a man. And lastly, you'll have kind of a kid that's completely and utterly out of control.
Yeah.
Because you know,
But look-
there's no like that discipline.
Masculine energy that could discipline that
exactly.
masculine energy that is growing.
that can discipline
look,
this guy.
Don't you think we also are the cause of the problem? 'Cause
How?
look, if men stick around and if men are responsible for their families,
we're not
we
sticking
wouldn't
around.
actually need to have a grandmother who raises kids. Because look, if I'm not playing my role as a father,
Yep.
then females will step in eventually and play that role, right? I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying there's also we
also have to be completely and utterly accountable.
Females as well, they also need to allow men that they have kids with, fathers, to say, look, have access to your child and teach your child these things that I can't teach. Because like I said, the feminine energy and the masculine energy, they need to work together.
They need to work together.
None is more superior than
the other.
And I think we don't realize that when we are raising kids, to say, look, you will play your role as a father and I'll play my role as a mother in natural, right? But I can't compete with you, right? I can't say, because I'm a CEO of what, then then that's not gonna work.
Yeah, because also what they do is they bring that.
Sorry, you're saying?
Yeah, so I was saying that in as much as they bring back that energy, they now take away that platform. But we as men also have to be accountable. Most of us, or most of kids, they're growing up very couple mom, where there's grandmoms and moms and the sisters, and that's where you won't get the proper guidance.
And it doesn't help like that our life expectancy as men is very low.
We die, chief. We die at a rate faster than.
No one dies faster than men.
Yeah, because ungayekasi lonke abogogo abomkhulu abasekho kusela abogogo.
So very dodgy, but anyway.
What is dodgy?
I'm saying it's very dodgy, but anyway.
But angithi as men we take more risks, you know. And
And that's the element of because I think
of masculinity,
right?
masculinity,
because we don't play it safe.
Yeah,
we understand that if we don't go out and hunt, we won't eat. So we are very practical. But we're very practical.
But in as much as abanye bashonela le umuntu akamazi ubabakhe akamazi umamakhe, they don't know their traditions and customs, you know. So that really, because now we're going like but now we're going to those ages where we have to get married. So
Sure.
I don't know what it. I mean, like, when you slaughter, how to slaughter a cow.
Oh, sure.
You know, you need tagazelo,
Yeah.
you know, and it's showing.
I know.
You know,
I'm
and-
kidding.
you know,
Sure,
and
you are an uncle, bruh.
yeah, I'm an
Do you know
uncle.
the pressure that comes with,
Exactly.
like, now having to play.
And Kona Machans, bro, you're going to be screwing there. Yo, what's up? You know, we're going to be screwing there by the
negotiations.
You know,
I don't drink clip rifting for na clean feeder.
Yeah, you see, and that
but-
doesn't help because it's it's killing our customs, and also the lack of masculine guidance has also contributes to the deterioration of like the society.
Sure.
Because a structured home creates a structured individual,
Sure.
and a structured individual creates a structured society. A structured
Correct.
society creates a structured nation. So from the very bottom, we need that masculine guidance.
Yeah.
You know, to be strong as a nation. You know,
Yeah.
so if we don't
Yeah.
have that from the bottom, what ends up happening is we have this degeneration in society where
People
If-
just do whatever
and
because
also-
they're not guided.
and also it's not just men that only need their fathers, even
Women,
women.
as well. Because look, that's when you find that people have daily issues.
Yeah, exactly, and they
you were
become
not loved
promiscuous
You are not loved properly by your father.
by your father.
So
fatherly love is so
it's so
vital.
very important because then you would go and look for that love from other men who might not be able to fulfill that role, right? So as kids, I would assume that we all need to have that level of guidance to say no, like no, don't do this.
Yep.
If you do this, these are the consequences of you doing that, right? And
We need-
having come because
So we need principle because men bring principle, they bring
Values.
discipline, they bring values.
Sure.
So that's why we need like that masculine guidance in our homes before
Yeah.
we even go outside to politics.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what do you think would be the solution in this case? Because I would assume yes, this conversation is
It's way deeper than
we've pointed out the disadvantages of not having a masculine energy, but what would be the solution to sort of try and rebuild the nation?
I think you touched on it earlier. I think we should get married. The goal should be marriage
Sure.
and building the family and
Sure.
restoring the family unit. There's nothing else,
Yeah.
you know. And because if we don't do that, we will kind of now lose our traditions and
Sure.
customs along the
Yeah.
way and everything that we spoke about, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with that because then there's a unit for us to then create a template to say for this family, these are the rules that we live by and these are the values that we want to instill in these kids. But look, man, I think it's also not too late for people who don't want to be in that setup. Where I feel like there isn't enough forums or seminars for men
Or conferences.
Conferences, right? We always joke about the men's conference, but maybe we really
do
have a
need
men's
them.
conference
Yeah.
because look, there's nothing like sharing your problems with other men and men who can actually relate. Because look, I think that's why we go to Groove, and that's why I see Endaweni abanye baye voting is because they want to have that that platform to share and say, look, as men,
That
we also
community.
go through the most, and these are the struggles that we have. We don't know how to solve them, and we're not sure if we can solve them, but there's that platform to say, look, I understand as a man you're going through a lot. What is it that I need to share with you, or what can I do to make that journey easy for you? So we are back with the street interviews. We just want to hear the public's views on whether there is lack of masculine energy in our community. Good sir, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Subu and I'm from MDN. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you heard the question, but basically trying to gather whether there is lack of masculine energy in our community. Like, you know how we used to have like a family structure where there's a dad and a mom, and a dad from maybe your household would be able to discipline me as umntana wakwenyindlu, right? And we are now just trying to find out if there's that lack of guidance from amadama ekas. If there is, if there's not, what is your opinion on that?
I think yes there is, but akusi fault yamadama kuphela yabo. If you check the whole structure of the world, like they expect daddies to be, or abu baba to be abu daddy deputy. You know, a lot of structured families in J have fumbled a lot, which a lot of households have been led by women. Manga to cheka emsebenzini, it's the women who are working isikhathini esiningi, and then nasendlini fathers are no longer there. Noma bekhona, they feel like abathathu serious because they're not bringing the whole bacon into the table. When our time also leti bacon, umama leti ngulube yonke. So nje lento leyo abo baba basekho nje, masculinity is no more there. Yabona, fathers feel belittled in their own household. Yabona, indoda must kahle kahle. That's one thing that's killing us.
So in your opinion, what would be the solution? What is it that we need to do better on for us to sort of try and rebuild, you know, the black family structure?
Let men be men. Finish. Yeah, but let men be men. I'm not saying Gucci we must be abusive. No, let men play their role and let women play their role. Finish. Just because she's earning 95% Mali and when you're earning less, no, you need to feel belittled. I think Namasigo plays part. We need to go back to that. Despite Noma, you know, times have changed, but we need to play part in that again. Sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Hi, my lady. How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
Very well, thanks. Can you please tell us your name?
Hey, my name is Nontogozo Masti.
Okay, nice to meet you, Nitogozo. So basically, here we just discussing, I think, a very important issue because I think it touches on everyone as a community, as a black community.
Sure.
So just maybe kindly let us know your views on the lack of masculinity or lack of leaders, rather, in the black community. What is your view?
Okay. So I would start here with the social standards that have been placed where there's now 50-50 on the table. You bring your share, we bring your share. Yes, we are in a modernized world, but there are certain things that we should not take them out of nature. A man is a provider. He should be definitely be providing. That's in his nature. Because I've worked on my, I'm an independent lead, like independent thing is mele, but then I was man. There's something about me, but men are created to work the ground, toil the ground.
Yeah.
You see, that's how men are actually built. So I think that's the main reason is this 50-50 thing on the table. We're forgetting our roots. As a woman, yes, I can work and even earn more as a woman, as my husband or my partner. But if I'm not in my natural state, as bringing my femininity to submit to a man, he can do more than provision in terms of money. He can provide to lead me, to grow me in other ways, even grow other boys within the community. If as a woman, I can also bring myself down and understand my nature, that even if in a whole more than you, everyone just stick to your nature.
Yeah. Man, that is beautiful. Thank you so much.
All right.
Do you have a social media where we can tag you and you upload?
Yeah, you can tag me on Instagram.
Okay.
It's
Do you know your handle?
Nontogozo Mati.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawubona bhuti njani?
Ngiyaphila unjani mfethu?
Ngiyaphila. Bengicela ukwazi igama lakho futhi.
Igama lami nguBonkosi mfethu wakasithemba.
Okay, ngijabulele ukwazi. So kahle kahle la besidinga olunye udaba engicabanga ukuthi libalulekile ku-community where sifuna ukwazi ukuthi i-lack of masculine energy noma i-guidance from abantu besilisa i-contribute kanjani to ama-factors esinawo nokudecline kwe-society la eSoweto. Mhlambe uvo lwakho luthini?
No, mina into engiyibonayo kakhulu wena mfethu esishayayo thina singabobaba nayi unemployment. Yazi mawubaba mawungasebenzi like umama kungukuthi uye osebenzayo wenza izinto and kuba nzima nakuwe baba ukuthi ungafuna uku-apply discipline ebantwaneni futhi especially mawuzofuna ukuthi u-apply kubantwana bestrati njengoba thina masikhula mesazi ukuthi mangabe ubaba wakuleso strati uwubaba wethu sonke so but manje awusakwazi ukuzenza lezo zinto ngoba yizi izinto esizidrivayo manje namanje nanokuthi kumele manje wena uzicabangele wena because ungathi uthi udiscipline umntwana kamakhelwane umntwana kube wuyo ye-police station so manje sesibophekile singabobaba ukuthi singakwazi ukuthi sidlale i-role yethu ngoba bathi umfana ukhuliswa yi-community but asakwazi ukwenza lokho.
Okay, mhlambe ngokwakho mhlambe i-solution ingaba
I-solution mina ngokwami the way engibona ngakhona ukuthi uyabona ngendlela manje osokenziwa ngayo angithi abantu besifazane yibo ababekelwa phezulu manje and the more babekela abantu besifazane phezulu sokuniglectwa manje le gender le yabantu besilisa so kuzongena omunye umuntu futhi ozobona ukuthi abantu besilisa manje nabo sebayaneglecteka futhi bese uzofuna ukuthatha futhi bese naye afuna ukuphakamisa abantu besilisa abantu besifazane futhi iqale phansi futhi yanti bese nabayaneglecteka futhi so kumele ukuthi bakwazi ukuthi bayibhalansise lento lena ngoba even akuma program lawa amanye siwabonayo uthola ukuthi they are raising a girl child but the boy child is neglected and makaqala khula lo mfana uba indlavini nakulo wentombazana so ngiyacabanga ukuthi mabakwazi ukuthi bakubuyise lokho ukuthi nalama right lawo abantwana banawo kodwa bazi ukuthi abantu abadala because abantwana nabantu abadala basabazi so bakuthathela iphawu baba uloku khona so yiko lokho mina ngicabanga ukuthi mhlawumbe ngasilethela isixazululo sale simo lesi esibhekane naso ukuthi mabayenze ukuthi abantwana basiconsidere lokhu njengabantu abadala thina sikhule esishaywa and zile abantu ezibo namhlanje iswazi azange lize lisibulale mara kodwa lisakhile
yo ngibonga kakhulu ukuthi lokho kushilo bengathi sibukele mase recorda lento because vele wayibeka njengomuntu. Thank you so much for your time.
Bonga
Sho mfethu ngicela ukuthi uzintroduce.
Yes, ngibona. Igama lami ngo-AP. Hlala la emndeni yokhotmani. Kulela khona la igas.
Sure.
Uyazi now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So i-question esinayo namhlanje ukuthi there's a lack of masculine energy khona emagasi or kuma-communities ethu ezabantu abamnyama. Do you think that is true and mhlawumbe inkinga ingaba kuphi nokuthi singayisolva kanjani leyo nto?
Yeah, lobo iqiniso uthema wena khotmani lami. Ama-timer awekho la igas.
Sure.
Bona ngamajita, ama-choices wamajita ayabheda.
Sure.
Most amajita, they follow drugs, they follow izinto eziphuma endleleni. But then, uzophuma la igas. Endaweni like iClan. So uzophuma imndeni demimik i-example weClan. Uzophuma imndeni yeClan. Ufine lapho imndeni ihlangene.
Sure.
And angeke uthole lezi zinto zama-drugs kakhulu.
Sure.
Just unlike like us. Like us, find ukuthi ikhaya limise umama.
Sure.
Ngithola. And uma uthatha ukubheka amajita ayaphuma ayopanda ngendlela ezero. Noma for a good cause, but then angopanda ngendlela ezero. Just because it's time alikho la to vala leso sikhala.
Okay, so cabanga mhlawumbe i-solution ingaba yini?
I-solution? Yeah. I-solution ingaba ukuthi mhlambe kube khona ama-organization abakhona to feed information to iy'ntwana la igas ngithola ezifana lezi. Ngithola ama-possible aspects izinto abangazenza beside ukuthi beyophanda ngokutshontsha or ukudayisa ama-drugs or ukubhema ama-drugs ukubalekela i-reality that's fucked up.
Okay. Mfethu nizwele nami uHappy usewubekile umbono wakhe. Thank you so much, buddy.